What's up, everybody? It's Sugar Erica from the Classic Climb blog coming to you guys tonight talking about states reopening. Now, get it? I know so many people saying, Erica, no, I read New York Times. It said so many people are pausing, reversing, Texas is closing. These are all false, okay? I'm a very big believer if you guys just type in your computer and research just a little bit more, you'll see what's happening across many states. Prime example, North Carolina. North Carolina is flooded with lawsuits right now from there's 100 counties in North Carolina. There are multiple gyms, corporations, businesses suing North Carolina. And many gyms are like, guess what? We're opening up across the whole state. Now, Planet Fitness said this, a couple other people said this. And all of a sudden, Jim Cooper came on today about 4 hours ago. Hey, you guys, we're going to open North Carolina back up. We're going to ease down the regulation. Now, look, they just finished telling you, oh, yeah, North Carolina's closed. It's been closed since March 31st. Weddings and gyms. And guess what's happened across all those areas? Gyms opened back up, suing different cities. Wedding venues continued. Wineries continued. Many events found loopholes around said closings. And guess what? They opened themselves back up. And they also sued the city. Now, what's going to come out of this long term is a lot of lawsuits. I'm going to tell you right now, what you're going to expect is many states getting sued out the wazoo because they impeded on many people's businesses and it wasn't universal. You had Lowe's, you had Home Depot, you had all these big business box stores open, wide open to the public. Yet your small mom and pop pasta Italiana restaurant couldn't open. Lots of lawsuits. And also they're opening up. Why? October, November, December. I know you guys get tired of me saying the same old, but I got to say it again. October, November, December is tax lien, tax deed time. Count your pennies time. Sales franchise tax time. People who are overextended for the year time. Cities and states all across the United States make a bulk of their money off you, the taxpayer, and off you, the citizen, in fourth quarter, period. Now, most people say, well, Erica, fourth quarter, businesses sell a lot. There's a lot of money being made. It's not just that. Cities and states make a bulk of money fourth quarter, whether it's tax liens, tax deeds, counting up late fees from businesses. They need staff 100% in there from September, mid-September to December 31st. Now, hear me out. Part of why they need them in there is because all this is going to roll over into next year. A lot of the backup in court, the divorces, the everything, they're going to be backed up all the way to March next year. So a lot of states are going to try to squeeze really hard fourth quarter, and here's why. Let's just be honest. If your state tried to close on people, you saw a great migration. Whether you're California, New York, Massachusetts, a lot of these northern states saw people just go whoop, whoop. Not only did they see that, their cities saw people go whoop, whoop, to the suburbs, right? And nothing's worse than having people in the suburbs. Now, hear me out. You're going to say, what do you mean? Why is the suburbs so bad? Because you'll have people drive into the city, work, get paid, go back to the suburbs and do what? Pay toll roads, pay taxes, pay property taxes, take all that money out of the city. This has been a thing that's been a lawsuit in multiple states where they hire police officers who work in the city but live in the suburbs. So you may pay that officer overtime, right? That police officer makes 100 grand, but he's essentially draining the inner city and putting his money, his expenses, his reserves, and everything into a suburb, right? Now, why does that make sense? Because first you're like, Erica, what does it matter if people live in suburbs? Because it's a drain on the city. Same thing in New York. If people are going to have a job in New York City, but live in New Jersey. If people are going to have a job in New York City, but live now in upstate New York because they don't have to live in New York City anymore. If people are going to be somewhere working, pulling money from that area and taking it somewhere else, this is a problem. This is why they're opening back up. This is why Mark Zuckerberg, who made this big, hey, if you're leaving California, if you're leaving Tech Valley, I'm going to lower your money. And you know why he knows it? Because it's a drain on that city. And he knows he can't argue for tax breaks and incentives for Facebook if everybody who works there does not live near the city. That is his arm twist to the city, to say, look at how many people I bring into the city every day to do what? Eat lunch, buy gas, buy stuff. You know how many people I know would get off work, buy groceries wherever near their job, and then drive all the way home so they didn't have to stop again. Think about that. There's a lot of people who do that, right? It's a drain. It's a financial drain. And now, if you have all these people working remote, peace out. Housing is booming, and it's not booming in the way they want. Now, this whole gentrification, everybody's been complaining about gentrification. Gentrification has been amazing to the tax base. Why? Because they are revitalizing old homes, hipsters move in, prices go up, but guess what? Tax money, right? Part of what people don't understand is money matters. And many people say, well, you know, they just don't care about people, Erica. They're opening up from the COVID and they don't care about people. No, it's financially, it cannot sustain itself like this. It just can't. North Carolina was getting sued out the wazoo because the Outer Banks, North Carolina makes a bulk of money in the summer off the beach rentals. And guess what? They were all full. They were all full. And Mr. Governor was like, well, hey, you guys, they're not supposed to be renting for more than 30 days. Who would be renting for more than 30 days? New Yorkers, out-of-staters. 2 islands in North Carolina had to shut down because a New Yorker drove in his car, stopped at the the Kroger, the Food Lion, the Walgreens, getting supplies, Lowe's, then gets to his Airbnb rental and passes out on the ground. This is the only reason they even knew he had COVID. They were able to pick him up, police took him to the hospital. Oh, yeah, you have COVID. Where did you all go? Everywhere on the island. Well, the island's locked down now. And this isn't the only one. There were 2 different stories like this, and they're in the news. You can Google this. I didn't make this up. You can go look up North Carolina Outer Banks. One of the town had to close. The islands had to close because of a New Yorker, infected New Yorker. And I know you guys are like, Erica, you have a vendetta against New York. No, I'm just showing you money and migration patterns matter. You have people coming down who are culturally opposite than where they're moving. It matters, okay? Now, also with that said, it's political. Once we saw the CDC numbers that less than 10,000 people literally died just from COVID. Now, let me get it very clear here. On this channel, we have friends, we have extended family, people who've suffered from COVID. I'm not insensitive to COVID. I just want to make it very clear that I'm not willing to carpet bomb America and destroy America because 10,000 people died in a country of 320 million. Again, I know, Erica, I can't believe you don't understand. Listen, we're not Japan. We're not Korea. We're not Germany. We're not Europe, London. We're not any other country. We're America. And this isn't some patriotic thing. People aren't dying to get to Germany. People aren't dying to get to London. People aren't swimming on the shores to drown in the islands to get to Jamaica. They're doing those things to get to America. They're not flying somewhere pregnant and then holding on for dear life so they can have a baby on the shores of somewhere else. They're doing that here in America. They're doing that really bad in Chicago. Chicago has multiple articles. You guys can look them up where people are literally flying into Chicago, O'Hare, and O'Hare's a mess, and literally popping out a baby within 2 to 3 weeks later when they get here. Russian, Chinese, you name the country, they're doing it because they have the golden ticket once they have that baby here in America. So, not to get on the high horse, we'll get back down off the high horse. So to compare our situation and our COVID to anybody else is silly. And people just don't like our president. Let's just be really honest. Q4, again, go look at the CDC numbers. The 10,000, get it back down. 6% of people died just from COVID alone. 94% of everyone else had underlying health conditions. Your Annie Mae, who was 94 years old with asthma, pneumonia, other ailments, arthritis, other stuff going on in her body. Yes, COVID may have been the tipping point, but she had underlying issues. CDC numbers, I'm reading it off for today. CDC numbers today. CDC numbers today. 94% of people had other issues. And then when we look back in this thing 2 to 5 years from now, Italy is the only country almost in the world that has the highest number of octogenarians. What does that mean? Octogenarians mean people who are 100 years old. So when they try to scare you with, oh my God, all these people died in Italy. They have the highest number of 100-year-old people in the world. Imagine a flu breaking out where a bunch of 100-year-old people live. They're gonna go. Yeah, sorry. But the reason I bring this up is I want you guys to pay attention. When I'm bringing on, for the Rise of 20%ers, I'm bringing on different wholesalers, different real estate people to come in. Yes, octogenarian, I meant 80, but if you go look them up, they have actually the highest number of people who are 100 years old too. But anyway, the octogenarian is 80 plus. If you look at the movement of where people are moving, you can profit off this. I know you're like, Erica, how dare you make this about money? But I have to. Because many of you are saying, oh my God, I'm struggling. I'm about to die. I have no money. I'm so poor. And I have to ask you, what are you doing in this economy to see opportunity? I keep talking to people who are from Texas and live in other places, and they go, well, all Houston is oil and gas. You know, it's just oil and gas, Erica. Ain't nothing else out there. When I go on Indeed.com, and there's just a ton of other industries and opportunities there. And there's huge amounts of people creating pockets of opportunity there in Houston that aren't even related to gas. Sometimes you have to say, is a person refusing to see opportunity? Now, there are a lot of states in the middle of the United States that basically said, bump y'all, we're not closing. I had the map, but I can't share the map here. I thought I could, but let me see if I can do it. And the reason I bring this up is these people were like, no, thanks. Now, many people said, Erica, that is just, I cannot believe these states aren't closing. That is wrong. And again, yeah, I think I can share it. Let me see if y'all tell me if y'all can see what I'm seeing here. Put a 1 in the comments if you can see what I'm saying here. Okay, I'm gonna try. Okay, and y'all put a 1 in the comments if you see what I'm saying here. Okay, can you see? Let me do it like that. Bam! There we go. You guys put a 1 in the comments if you can see it. Okay. Now, this is important. This whole map is important because it's all a lie. I'm really serious. I actually took the time. Now, this article was done today, and it was supposed to be updated today. And I went state by state and Googled every state, and this map is absolutely wrong. This map is absolutely 100% incorrect. And I'll just break it down to you this way. The blue is reopening. The light blue is reopening in the process. The yellow is reversing. They're reversing. The tan is they're pausing. Let me go ahead and tell you, North Carolina, reopening. Alabama, reopening. Idaho, reopening. Indiana, reopening. Conveniently in time for their tax lien sale, which is coming up quickly here, approaching quite fast. For those of you in my tax lien courses, you know who I'm talking about. You know Gary, Indiana is just had a giant building sale for $10 million. Even though you think the area is suffering, I'll continue. Ohio technically has not been closed. Let me be really clear. Cleveland, Ohio has been on fire in real estate sales, title companies, you name it. They've been wide open. Michigan is actually blue for reopening. How do I know? We have over 6 properties in Michigan. I am doing business in Michigan. And right now we're working with lawyers and attorneys to get people out of our rental properties that ain't paying no money. Because Michigan's damn reopening, okay? It's reopening. They want your money. Why? Because October is a big, huge sale in Detroit and in Michigan for properties. Again, y'all, I don't want it to seem like I'm being a jerk, but I want to be very clear that these states need your money. States don't have money unless you spend money. What does that mean? Whether you buy food, expenses, clothes, child care. Thank you, Jackie Marie, for the $5 super chat. I appreciate every dollar, every dime. Y'all make the channel great. Philadelphia. Philadelphia right now is #1 position for people moving to Philadelphia. Why? They're getting out of New York. New York is losing a huge tax base to Philly. What does that do for Philly? Philly has been a hot flipping market. And when I mean flipping, I mean for flipping real estate for about 6 years now. Very hard to get any properties there if you ain't flipping. Very hard to get them at a reasonable price. So that means people who probably still work a job from New York are moving to Philly and working from home and putting that money where? Into Philly's economy. Philly doesn't mind at all. Ohio, same thing. Ohio hasn't really been closed. They've technically been closed. They are reopened. Okay. Aaron, thank you for being our lone wolf from New York City. Thank you for holding down your whole state. We'll send you the dog from Will Smith movie. Oh, wait, that dog died. Never mind. That one's gone. What's up, Philly? There we go, Philly. Killeen, Texas. Killeen, Texas. Y'all pray for Killeen and you pray for Fort Hood. They've had their 8th soldier murder at this point. Something going on down there. Chicago, Illinois, same thing. Chicago, y'all been acting a wild fool, but guess what? Stuff is open. They're trying to say it ain't, but it is. Charlotte, North Carolina, you know what's going on. Lincoln, California, thank you for surviving, Jewel. 4th quarter is the money quarter. Why is it the money quarter? Because this is when, again, I will say this for everybody who's new and just coming in, you have your tax lien sales, your tax deed sales. You also make a bulk of money off businesses paying late taxes. Let me be very clear. If you may Google it about me. Heck yeah, my taxes is late in North Carolina and Texas. I ain't scared. I said it. What's up? Now you had this whole mailbox debacle where they removed mailboxes. I've sent mail to people in July that just got it. Let me say that again. I've sent mail to people in Washington State who just got the mail. Very clear. Very clear. Listen, I know people who work at United States Postal Service in Charlotte, North Carolina. They work at headquarters, and they work at another person who works at headquarters here in Dallas, Texas. Let me tell you, they literally are not ready. And it's not even 4th quarter. It's technically tiptoeing in the 4th quarter. And they've already hired and tried to hire an additional 30 people at this one location. And all those 30 people are part-time, but they're going to get 40 hours a week plus. You know why? Because the union, as soon as the people who are union hit 40 hours, they have to leave the building. They cannot stay in the building. They have to immediately drop what they're doing and leave the building. This has happened in Charlotte multiple years. They had boxes up to the height of a 6'5" man who works at the Charlotte location. They took a picture, and this will happen again this year. So I know they're talking about the post office is dead. No, it is not. No, it is not. It's not dead yet. It's limping, but it's still going to go. 4th quarter says, that's right, Bridget. Who is going to make a ton of money this 4th quarter? Local businesses or Jeff Bezos and Amazon? Right? I tell you right now, what's saving a lot of these smaller towns is the shop local movement. Shop local, spend your money local. There's even a place in Georgetown, Texas, I drove 30 minutes out of my way to shop at because the owner put a nice little Facebook post up that they were trying to stay alive. No worry, I will do so. Q Savage, yes, lots of arrests. Listen, October is going to be very intense. I can tell you right now, trucking is intense right now. It is a free-for-all trying to get drivers and hire them without a sign-on bonus. October is going to be wild, right? Because companies right now, I can tell y'all right now, one of the contracts that people are talking about, they wanted you to bring not 1, not 2, but 4 dry van trailers drop them off, let them fill them up, and then your company take them all away. And that was a part of the contract. You had to have 4 because these people are trying to get all this backstock out of here. Out of here. Many police departments do have residency. Yes, they do. But at the end of the day, it's within 60 miles. So let's be honest, 45 to 60 miles. Come on, you can live away from a city. Most Baltimore police officers live in York, Pennsylvania. Something that, listen, that's sad, but yeah. University of Alabama has 1,200 cases, and University of Alabama will continue to stay open because they make $100 million from their football season. If University of Alabama had to pick just 5 teams they played against multiple times, they would do it because they make $100 million from their football season. Point blank, period. And I get it. All you're like, Erica, there ain't no football. Listen, there's a school in Arkansas. I'm gonna be careful. It's my friend's dad. He coaches there, but it's at Arkansas. And because so many schools have dropped, they're actually going to be on ESPN, like live TV. And they're like freaking out. The school has never even had that kind of publicity in its whole existence. But because so many bigger top Big 10, Big 12, which are again in this region, if you guys can see my finger point across the screen, probably not. If you think about Montana, you think about North Dakota, you think about Minnesota, Washington, Wisconsin, all these places, it's very cold. And to transfer students and for them to travel in these areas will be very hard to do on top of COVID, right? Because the schools make their money from the football. The historically Black colleges this year did the right thing. They pulled their playlist because most historically Black colleges run off $3 to $6 grand a year, right? Depending on the school, of course, not all of them, just some of them. And when they play against some of the bigger football teams, they get paid through $2 to $4 million. It covers a majority of their budget. Even though the football players go out and almost get just trampled on, it covers their budget. So again, this COVID thing, this fourth quarter thing is big. All these areas up here, Vermont, because I'm still going to Vermont, parts of Glacier National Park, Yellowstone National Park, the amount of money they make off us traveling to those locations in fourth quarter is balanced budget affecting, right? And I know you guys make fun of me when I talk about New York and the Christmas tree, like, oh, here she go talking about that Christmas tree. The amount of money they make from the tourism traps of New York in the fourth quarter is important. It's important, y'all. Okay. Lewis, I would agree. I can't say what I want to say. AM1, listen, trust me. And people are done of it, right? There you go. Listen, Italy, I only want to go to Italy for Positano off the coast. Anywhere else, they've told me is dirty and nasty and not worth seeing. This is interesting. Now, here's the thing, and here's why a lot of you fight me on the California thing. California is trying to introduce in the budget how to take money from people who've moved out of California the past 10 years. So when people are like, California is rich, Erica, it's like the budget's so amazing. It has a $21 billion surplus. It does not. I know, and I'm telling y'all it's funny numbers because they're sitting here telling you they have a surplus, but yet they're trying to figure out how to make a bill to pull money from people who moved from California for 10 years. They're broke. They're trying to do the math. They're trying to do the funny math on how do we get money to keep California afloat. They're broke. Okay? What? Expat home is hilarious. She said, if you can't find a job in Charlotte, you need Jesus. Hey, all right. Remote work has blown up tenfold. This is correct. This is true, Aunt Bunny. Thank you. I'm glad y'all like the red. I think the red adds a little fire to me. Man, Philly is about to become a New York City suburb, just like Baltimore is becoming a DC suburb. Xanatos Clutch, this is absolutely, listen, I'm actually working with people right this moment. I can't tell everything. I'm going to save a lot of this for the October 30th video. I'm working with people right now who are in multiple battles, like battles over property in Philly. Battles. And all the jokes aside about Philly being this and hood and ratchet and stuff, there are people in real estate battles right now. And what I'm trying to get people to understand is this migration from New York down, again, I'm trying to point on the map. I don't know if you guys can see the pointer, from New York to PA to Virginia to Delaware, all these areas, it matters. It is going to change those landscapes and those tax-based budgets. You are right. They are leaving New Jersey. Hardcore. Baltimore, the number one thing, if you see advertising for Baltimore, you're 45 minutes from train from DC. You're 45 minutes from train. If you get on the train, you can be in DC in 45 minutes. Why are they doing that? Because people are like, I cannot afford this place. I'm out. And they're tired of going to Virginia because Virginia's in a deficit. So where are they going? They're going north. They're going north, y'all. But yes, Bridget, they are leaving New Jersey in high numbers. They've been leaving New Jersey since I was in middle school. Our school in North Carolina was full of New Jersey kids. It was crazy. That's right. They are. This is facts. California, the state, is opening. LA County is not. Now, let me hear y'all. Gavin Newsom is killing y'all. Let me tell y'all, Gavin Newsom is killing y'all. I think you guys think I'm joking. They're actually shocked how many people are leaving. But I promise you, Gavin Newsom is killing y'all. The state you want to keep. Again, why are people leaving right now? If you're going to spend, and this is just the truth, it comes with age. Some of y'all are in your 30s, your 40s, and your 50s. The amount of time you want to spend home on the couch and in your backyard grilling out and cooking out has increased. So the desire to live in the city, right, and be in 2-hour traffic in California, it just isn't worth it. It isn't worth it. This is why these places are moving up. Congratulations. Listen, I'm going to have, I think tomorrow, we're going to have a resume and HR specialist come on the show live tomorrow. So for those of you who have questions about your resume, you're talking about HR questions, the changes coming up this fall, you might want to catch tomorrow's show. I'm just going to let you know. People are working. Now, let me be very clear. I survived the spring of COVID. And so this office, I can't show you what's behind me, but it's a board, a marketing board. We've actually picked up more people, right? We've got a blog person. We've got an advertising for Facebook and YouTube ads. We have a Instagram podcast, show interview poster, interviewer, whatever, scheduler. We have also we have a video guy. But on top of that video guy, we have an editor. Video guy is AM1. You guys know that. On top of that video guy, we have editors in Uganda. We're working with a set of editors in Uganda. Right now, across into the other office, I'll have wholesalers working. Why? Because you're not just going to drop on the scene in February and make a ton of money off real estate. You kind of got to get a little head start on that thing, calling around, cold calling, blowing people's phones up, okay? Then next, we've got some other people that work on the remodeling staff over there, working with the leads we get and sending them off to our teams, okay? This is a great time to be wanting to grow because, let's be honest, people want to keep their job into the holidays. Most companies that fire people in the holidays, it's very depressing, okay? So when people realize they can get bonus, great, okay? Well, Trav, I'm glad you're at peace. Not to throw salt on PA's game, but Philly isn't that much better than NYC. Well, listen, just saying. Listen, did the dog die or not in the movie? The dog died, y'all. They've been developing the Philly and surrounding suburbs like crazy. Land's going up for sale like every other day. There was an article, I would have shared it, talking about a family who had a piece of land they had for years and sold it for, I think it was 12 grand, two brothers. So that means 6 grand each brother. And the people turned around and sold it for $150,000, the wholesalers. And of course, the brothers were mad and stuff like that. But common sense says, again, if people keep calling us to figure out, can we buy this land? Maybe we should ask a realtor. Maybe we should ask somebody how much land is going for in that area. So, honey, listen. Listen, sheriff sales ain't no joke. They are no joke in Philly. I've tried to work with people in Philly. It ain't no joke. I'm gonna just say it again, it ain't no joke. Christmas is going to be a hot mess. You have long lead times coming from China, everywhere you think of. You have very long lead times. And now, on top of the post office being swamped. Listen, what I hear from Akron, Ohio, ain't nothing out there. Nothing out there. Yes, isn't that crazy? Imagine a school. It's not even University of Arkansas. It's like a small Arkansas school, but they're the only people playing a full schedule, so they get to be on ESPN. This is true. And here's the crazy thing. I believe you that the school's on pause, but I bet you they'll show up and still play the game. Why are y'all? I'm not making no more sounds tonight. Y'all cutting up. Y'all making, I'm not gonna make any more sounds. What are your suggestions to NYC Broadway performers? What is her name? Jennifer Lewis. I would love to interview Jennifer Lewis and see what her thoughts are. Jennifer Lewis always, if you read her book about being Black mother in Hollywood, when money was down and seasons were down in Broadway for her, she put on one-woman shows, right? I have a feeling if you see Kev on stage, he's doing a one-man show kind of thing with his comedy. And I have a feeling, and he's recording it online. I have a feeling that's what a lot of people are going to have to do, is these one-man shows, because that's kind of your only way to connect to people who would desire that. But also that's hard because depending on the production level of what you're trying to produce, right? So, and also I'm just keep sharing. I don't want you guys to say I'm making this stuff up, so I just want to make sure I'm sharing appropriately. Again, this was a couple hours ago. He didn't have a choice. They were getting sued left and right. Watch how Alabama, most SEC schools will shut down their schools after football season over. Kentucky and Florida might stay open if the basketball season comes in. Xanatos Clutch. This is accurate. If you go read the numbers for SEC schools, y'all, Alabama's number one. Alabama makes $100 million for 4 months, y'all. There's no way they were going to turn the football off at Alabama. It's a financial powerhouse for Alabama. Now, let me be very careful. If you actually go to Birmingham, Alabama, you guys, and Hoover, Alabama, you'll see a lot of elegance, beautiful homes, money. You also see a lot of poverty, but you'll see a lot of money because a lot of companies move their headquarters down there because BMW, Mercedes-Benz, AT&T, they can pay some guy or girl $60K in Alabama, and that guy and girl still goes buy a 4-bedroom house, 4-bedroom, 3-bath house, 2-bath house in Alabama in the suburbs for 200 grand, 150 grand, right? We could go do a whole show on me showing y'all realtor.com for Hoover and Birmingham, Alabama. But yeah, this is, of course, North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper kissing butt because he knows they're about to get some more lawsuits rolling. Oh yeah, Tuesday. Now, who announces something on a Tuesday? Someone who just got a foot in their butt. I'm going to ease restrictions on business and social restrictions. North Carolina has been in phase 2 for a 3-part plan to reopen businesses and resume social activities since late May. 3 times he pushed back the timetable. And of course, guess what people were doing? Gyms, bars, entertainment venues, including bowling alleys. I know it sounds funny, but bowling alleys are big in North Carolina, as they are in Texas. And wedding reception sites all have remained closed. Let me be very clear. We can go on Instagram right now, and the level of Instagram snitching at wedding venues is at all-time highs, where people are tagging the venue, and the venue is removing the tags because they are doing these weddings right now before the restrictions are lifted. So again, the banning of alcohol sales on site after 11 p.m. was set to expire Monday night, but that order will be extended to September 30th. Why? North Carolina, especially around Raleigh, has 10 colleges in a circle around it. The college students make the bars and the food go. And if you're going to say this, again, even if we just for sake of argument, these schools shut it down. North Carolina schools for March Madness for basketball? North Carolina, Kentucky, Tennessee? No. Those are basketball states. They will be open. They will be open, y'all. Let me just make sure I pull that up. I want to make sure. Make sure I give y'all everything. Here we go. Let me stand corrected. I apologize. Someone is going to correct me, and I feel it coming. So let me go ahead and do it myself. The University of Alabama actually brought in $174 million last year. I apologize. It's $174 million last year. If you think Alabama, the state, can afford to not have $100 million and the travel that people bring into Alabama, you are highly mistaken. Okay. I just want to clarify, make sure I didn't misquote myself. Again, we're not just talking about the stadium. The school made $15 million more than it spent in 2017. The profit was down from $3 million, though. Now, what's happening? People have been pushed into the house. Guess what they're going to do? They coming out of the house for football. They're coming out. For perspective, let's just make sure we have perspective here. University of Texas, UT, hook 'em horns, okay, had a revenue of $215 million. Compared, come on, y'all, come on. $215 million. I can tell you right now that I'm here in Texas, and people are raising holy hell that they're saying they might not let them tailgate. They sell those tailgate spots around the University of Texas for $1,000, and that's a starting spot. I remember if I'm not mistaken, the historically black, nope, not historically black, the Black Alumni Association has this huge spot because they be out there Cupid shuffling for like $5,000 for a semester. So yeah, there's money here. That's money on money. That's money on money. And if you think these schools are going to walk away from this money, no, sorry, not happening. Nope, not happening. I can agree with that. Honestly, when you look at it, most families, if they're going to have to live somewhere cheap, they're going to just stay there. Oh my goodness, you guys are tearing it up in here. Hold on, let me get through. Lord is binging up. Hold on. Thank you all for super chats. It's going really fast. Hold on. That's right. I'm in Kitty Hawk, Erica, North Carolina. Erica, business is booming here. Honey, our family has already booked our rooms for December and next year, December, at 18 bedroom beach houses. We've already booked it near Kitty Hawk. Okay, don't try to go find our family. Bunch of cops, pew, 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 don't do it. But yes, our family has already booked for this year and next year, regardless of COVID. We had already booked. This year, we actually are booking 2 houses side by side so the old people in the family can be away from all the young people and the kids making noise and coughing and germs. I kid you not, that's what we've decided. Period. I mean, I'll tell you right now, we stay there. You can spend anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 depending on the house, depending on the location on the Outer Banks. And then you got to think about it. You're going to come in town. You're going to eat seafood. You're going to buy crab legs. You're going to buy fish. You're going to buy alcohol. You're going to have a good time. Those towns need that money. They need it. Al Gordon, God bless you. Be safe out there. Oh my goodness. Jeremiah, listen. Well, if you're not in my Rising 20% class, you didn't get to hear Jamar. But Jamar came into our class, and I'm going to tell you right now, if you are a home inspector, if you are property preservation, honey child, you about to make some money. Because guess what? Even when they kick people out of houses, they got to inspect them. Then they got to close them up. Then they got a property preservation. Then they got to keep coming back cutting the grass. They got to keep coming back taking care of them. There is it's called CNBC Making It. I was gonna do a video review on it. And it's a guy who's a home appraiser, I think in North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina, and he's making $210,000 a year or something like that. Home appraiser. In Dallas, Texas, Tim Jackson, which we're going to try to donate this year, maybe $3,000 or something to his charity. He takes these young Black boys and tries to get them to be interested in being a home appraisers. It's the #1 fastest growing job in Texas. And there's so few of them that guys are making so much money that the average guy who's a home appraiser makes about $150,000. Now, I didn't know this at the time when I first moved here to Texas. I remember going on this date with this guy, and I thought, I mean, he acting like his shit don't stink, okay? And I'm like, what is up with this Black guy? He's like, I'm a home appraiser. And I was like, okay, I don't understand. What's the big deal? And when I got off that date, we went on 2 more dates, but it was terrible after that. Anyway, I found out home appraisers make about $150,000 here in Texas. And that's if they work in medium level. Again, I told y'all about Andre Hatchett's mobile notary, how my phone dings every freaking day. And they're paying $100, $200 for you to come be a notary at closings because it's going down every day. So anyway, I think it's a strong thing you should consider. A home inspector, yes. A real estate agent, either way. I feel like if you home inspector more, real estate agent, and when I say home inspector and home appraiser, it's a whole category I want you to research before you just take my word on it. I think because Anita and some other people have been talking about it lately. I would check out their courses and what they provide because it is money in it. And also you got to realize, like, if you're a wholesaler right now, the amount of people who, and I'm gonna be honest, I've been on the phone with people who keep a house because it was mama and daddy's house, or keep it because Amy gave it to me and they ain't done nothing with it for years. It's just going into the ground. It's going to be now when it's tax season, October, November, December, since COVID, they're going to be like, oh, honey, yeah, we can sell that. We can let that go. We don't need that no more. That's going to be on and popping. Somebody said, what jobs in Charlotte? Honey, you better get that LinkedIn on. In the burbs of Chicago and supporting local businesses at the farmers market until they close during Tilanga. Railroads are hiring, yeah. I can't tell y'all who it is, but there's somebody who works in railroads and they make a killing. Winter is coming though. Winter is coming. Listen, California gonna try to make you pay taxes. Honey, they gonna come for you. Ron, I believe that 100%. I believe it. By car? Well, here's the thing. Everybody can't drive. I'm meeting people more and more who are from Boston. They don't know how to drive. Not that they don't know at all, but they drove as a 16-year-old kid to learn how to drive, but ain't drove since they lived in Boston and other cities. Honey, stop telling my secrets for where I'm trying to invest at. Laurel, Maryland, I'm telling you. Shh, be quiet. Stop telling people. Okay, quiet. Stop telling people that business. Matthew, don't talk about Philly like that. Don't do them like that. My sister went from Cali to New Jersey. Ugh, why would she go there? New Jersey? Ugh. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be disrespectful. All my New Jersey people in the chat, I apologize. If your sister's coming from California, her best bet is Florida. Her best bet is a beach town. Unless she was just looking for like some fall weather, she can do that in Virginia. She can do that in DC. Why would she go to Jersey? Listen, I'm starting to see 2 and 3 month free rent in Los Angeles. Ooh, honey, good luck. I left in Jersey and came here, sold 200 masks in 2 days. People are throwing money at us. Yeah. Especially when you're forcing them to wear a mask. You know how many times I go somewhere and I just forget the mask? And now I just pay $1. And there's a thing happening called mass acne and massitis. And so I've been putting this thing on my face like this. Not getting me. And going to the spa, when I got my facial, she said, yes, the number one thing they book on now is people are getting rashes on their face because, one, they don't wash their mask and stuff. I'm gonna wear white after Labor Day. Who gonna tell me something? Not near man or woman gonna tell me a thing. I'll put on white pants the day after. I sure will. Fly right up into North Carolina. Man, thank you. That's so nice. Y'all be so nice. Listen, I'm just a girl trying to work out and live my best life out here in Texas and give y'all good information. Because y'all, you know I'm house stock. Daughter of Winterfell, and winter is coming. And if y'all ain't ready, boy, y'all should have got ready. I gotta thank Governor Newsom, sorry. Because of him, I've been teleworking in a relative peace. Well, I mean, hey, at least you get to work from home. Philly is cheaper. Thank you, Bree Dave, for the $4.99. Listen, $5 super sticker. I need a Hellcat, and he's buying parcels in PA. Shh, don't tell the game. Listen, a lot of them don't sell Big Mama's house, but sometimes people don't have the vision to put money into Big Mama's house. Somebody else will come in and be like, if I drop 40 grand, I can change this and keep it moving. Other people can't see it. Honey, they do get mad. Let's see what this says. A friend of mine in Maplewood, New Jersey, just sold her home where she was paying $30,000 annually. That's disgusting. $30,000 annually? What is going on in Maplewood? Somebody tell me what's going on in Maplewood that they got y'all paying no kind of taxes. That's abusive. Honey, yeah, there's a lot of northern people coming back to North Carolina and complaining. Oh God, they get on my nerves complaining. You know where they're from all the time? Hartford, Connecticut. Oh, I'm down here in North Carolina. I don't want to be here. Well, go back. See, you can't afford Hartford. Just be quiet and be thankful. Otasha Samuels. I'm looking for work. I used to work for Max Maxwell, and I have a W-2 to prove it. How can I reach you? Well, Otasha Samuels, the best thing is I'm going to put my staff's email in here. And if you reach out to the staff, they will connect us. Otasha. Okay, I'm going to remember that name. Reach staff here. Staff at classytx.com or 2 different staff here, but either one of them, Enrique or Alan, will reach out to you. Look in the chat. I just put it in there. Listen, honey. Listen. Don't do it. Keep it. Hopefully, I think a lot of people who are immensely talented will hopefully get something. Um, yeah. Christmas, all my peeps getting candles. Listen, if I can sell that, that's all I'm sending people. Yes, I would think, if you're an entertainer or musician, there's a lot of people who went online. Like there's a guy who's a classic pianist from New York, and he puts on like he'll literally camera angles, zoom, live him playing the piano and sells it for like $99. People are buying it. People are buying it. Listen, it's all about the marketing. It depends on how do you market it, right? How do you market it? How can you teach people? Hey, I'm a Broadway performer who A, B, and C. Like, give me in 2 sentences what you do and who you are, and there's somebody who will buy it. Oh man, there's a ton in here. It's jumping again. Hold on. It jumped. Where am I at? You're very true, Auburn football. I'm sorry, I didn't just mean to talk about University of Alabama, but also Auburn. There's nothing to do with Alabama, honey. All I can suggest to you is either you're gonna work in real estate or you're gonna be down there in Hoover, Alabama, working at some factories, AT&T, something. You're gonna be doing something. Yeah, I can believe it. Birmingham, Alabama, brain drain. I would say Hoover though. The two-a-day show when I watched it. Now, what was really silly is when they started pressing against the Hispanic population, and they just dipped out of Hoover when I was there about 5 years ago. More than 5. It was like whatever the hurricane year was. I know. Every day I'm like, every day I know. Ralph Joseph, I'm gonna say this, and this is gonna be offensive. I want y'all to brace yourself. I want you to understand that I don't mean any disrespect when I say this. I want to be clear. If you're a successful business person and you're moving to Africa to start a business in Africa, congratulations. If you're an African American person and you don't have any skills and you are taking your dusty self over to Africa, you will be dusty there too. How do I know? Right now, there are about 15 news articles where there are African Americans who went over to Ghana and because of COVID, whatever reasons, they ran out of money and they want to come back. But guess what? We are not allowing them to fly back to America because it's on lockdown. So they are in the news begging people to put money in their GoFundMe so they can fly back to parts of, you guessed it, northern United States, not southern. They're not from Georgia. They ain't from Florida. Most of them are from New York and Boston. And the one person article is from DC that I read. Don't take yourself somewhere you can't afford to sustain yourself. Let me be very clear. When I see artists and YouTubers go, hey, I'm gonna go live in the Philippines and Thailand and Vietnam, cool. I'm gonna live in Dominican Republic with the chickadees, cool. If you can afford the $300 to $500 rent, do that. Do that. Do not go over there without a plan. I think it's like any other place. You want to move somewhere, you want to do something, be careful. That's all. Just don't move somewhere and make it make sense for me is all I'm saying. That's like somebody saying, I'm going to move to South Korea. Cool. Lots of tech jobs there. You can do whatever. Move to Africa. It's a huge continent. Huge. It is the future. There's several books talking about the future projections. Money to be made. Other countries are coming there, dominating, putting businesses in, making money. What's your game plan? That's all I'm saying. Marquise Price, yes. Airbnb is cash flowing. I was at the Black Seed Summit with TJ. I think he quit being an engineer to manage his 20 Airbnbs. That's how good it is. Okay. Like what y'all don't understand is because of COVID, a lot of hotels were closed. And a lot of other hotels are having subsidized with homeless people being in them, especially California, paying $2 million a day, putting homeless people in hotels. Same thing in New York, putting homeless people in hotels, okay? Reason why is when people came down, what's going to be cheaper? An Airbnb for a week or a hotel for a week? Do the math. 9 times out of 10 is going to be the Airbnb. Now, also the difference with Airbnb is you got your family, you got room to space out. Your kids can go in a room, you in one room. You know what I mean? You're going to have to book multiple rooms in a hotel to get the same equivalent, right? So Airbnbs have been making money. Part of was originally my plan for 2020. Now it's like, if we could squeeze it in the next 100 days, was getting an Airbnb in Houston and Nashville. So. Not California. NC, Florida, Texas, Tennessee. I even think DC is still good, even though the traffic's terrible. DC is still great. Lots of opportunities there. Virginia, Colorado. Colorado is just the cold California. That's all. Holy moly. Whew, always sold out. Yeah, Groupon is legit. Groupon's legit. Thank you, Alice Hardy, for the $5 super chat. Very much. Mobile notaries and home inspectors, very much. Florida is still good. Yeah, Florida is good. You have a lot of people coming down to Florida. There you go. Thank you, Giraffes. CNBC featured a home inspector that matched $180,000 a year. Yes. In NC grad. Sorry, you know what I'm trying to say. Andre Hatchett does a great job on his notary class. Yep, Las Vegas is still building homes and selling them for sure. Because guess what? People are buying homes sight unseen. New Jersey's bad, Jessica. Stop playing with us. New Jersey's bad. New Jersey's bad. Ooh, that'll crazy. 9% gas tax? Ooh, honey. Oh, thank you. When my mom came to Texas, she was like, the gas is $1.62? I said, yeah, we ain't got no taxes. See, in North Carolina, we got taxes on the gas because so many people drive through North Carolina on I-95. We're trying to make all the money we can off of them. Real Blackula, I would say go back and watch all the security. I did a whole Tech Week series. If you actually go, there's a whole playlist on this channel called Tech Week. We have about 12 to 15 videos in it, all tech related. Catch that video. You? Listen, AM1, if I could go to Cabo for the rest of the winter, I would, but I got like 2 more things I got to tie up here. And also, I got to make sure the staff books appointments. Listen, the kid I'm hiring to call up these appointments, I want appointments booked at Texas Ground Zero all the way to December. And I mean it. That's like, they don't want me to come back up in this office in it ain't. Oh, wow. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I gotta get ready to go, y'all. We're going on an hour. Okay, but yeah, again, you want to reach out to me? Here you go. Reach out to me here or here. Say I was on their show watching about hiring. It's the best way to do it. Oh, well, I'm glad you love North Carolina. Congratulations. Listen, insurance ain't no joke. I got to have insurance for my trucks. I got to have insurance for my building. Even here, I was trying to get insurance for here, and it's a struggle. They're like, oh, you're a YouTuber? You have a media company? Oh, no. No insurance for you. You ain't about to be on the internet talking crazy and somebody sue you. Insurance companies don't play, okay? Oh, very, very strong. Like, let's be very clear. There is about 11 million houses that are vacant in the United States. About 11 million, or is it 17 million? I think it's 17 million from the video we did a couple weeks ago. Trust, there are a lot of people holding on to properties right now that ain't putting no money in their pocket. And when that tax bill rolls around, October, November, December, and they like, I done held on to Aunt Susie's house for about 10 years paying taxes, ain't did nothing with it. Get that house on. They'll be ready to let it go. Listen, and I don't even like the word dusty at times. I'm just saying someone who is misguided. It's like someone moving to Atlanta thinking they're going to have a brand new life. There's a whole meme to my son, don't move to Atlanta looking for your soulmate, sis. You know, and it's like, it's true. People will move somewhere and not take into account of their skills and who they are. Oh, did he just do it right now? That's very nice. Thank you. Thank you so much. Did he just do that right now? That's very nice of him. I really don't want to be anywhere plays along with Lockdown Madness. Okay. I'm about to get out of here though, y'all, for real. Big Money Girl said, I'm about to trick off this tax season. Come on if you want to make it right. 20. I cannot. 25% of mortgages are late as of July and August. Listen, people are, and again, Rock Real Estate, I would say this, people are playing the game where they think, well, if I just get my taxes in February, March, you know, I get my tax refund, I'll catch everything up. And that's not true. So, well, thank you. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So anyway, you guys, this is your girl, Erica, from the Classy Climb blog. Thank you guys for being here tonight. We've been on an hour. I just want you to understand that a lot of states are opening up. That map is absolutely wrong. The combination of the protests and the riots you're seeing is people who are home and they need something to do. They need it bad. They need something to do. And that's why we're opening back up as well, because a lot of those people are dangerous the more they stay unoccupied with work or activity. You dig what I'm saying? And so we're going to have a country where we're opening back up just to kind of get people move along, get back to work, do something with your time. And also we want that fourth quarter money. Fourth quarter money changes states and changes local elections. Also, a lot of people in November, they running on, we're gonna lock everything up, you know. Make sure you vote those people out, okay? So, look, this is your girl, Erica, from the Classy Climb blog, coming to you this afternoon with the little midnight red. I hope many of you got something out of this video. If you did, please leave me a positive like button, subscribe to the channel, or share it with friends. I think that will be wonderful. So, all right, you guys, later.